Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and it's time for a controversial view. Today we're going to be talking about, and you had to know this one was coming, The Crow. Man, what a movie. Now, my history with this, I saw it with my wife when it came out. I loved it. Um, Such a sad movie, though, and I'll get to that in a little bit. But I ended up getting it when it came out on video, watched it so many times, I kind of wore it out a little bit. I mean, I didn't wear out the disc or anything, but it had gotten to the point where I was on to something else, I guess, is a good way to put it. Now, I had upgraded from, and I still have the DVD that I've always had, to this Blu ray, but I hadn't watched it since I upgraded, which has been probably a couple years now, or a year, somewhere in there. And I was really looking forward to seeing this again. And it is an amazing film. It really is. Still sad, so sad, the events that happened, which we're going to get into. Of course, this was the movie where Brandon Lee, the star of The Crow, lost his life when a bullet ended up in one of the prop guns and he was shot and died. Plain and simple. Now, I have been a Bruce Lee fan ever since I was a little kid. I'm a fan of martial arts movies. Those who know me well enough pretty much know that. We did a Norris November a couple years ago, which we have to really do that again because there's more of his movies that we need to explore. I mean, I've already seen them, but as far as like ranking. And I remember Suncoast Video. This was years ago. I spent, I think it was $50 on a tape set of Bruce Lee. And I really wish I would have kept it. That was one of the things that held out the longest in my collection. But I ended up getting rid of it because I ended up finding it on DVD, which was like a digibook pack that had all of his movies in there. And some of them I now have on Blu-ray as well. So I've always been a Bruce Lee fan, and for as long as I've been, well, almost as long as I've been around, maybe as long, he's been gone. Um, and he was an amazing, amazing martial artist. So I kind of got interested in his son and what his son was doing. Of course, the first thing I saw there was Laser Mission, which was in every budget bin there was. And I mean, I haven't seen it in a long time. I kind of want to see it again because it's been, wow, 25 years, 30 years since I've seen it. I have multiple copies of it on um, multi packs and stuff, but just haven't gotten around to rewatching it. But then he came out with Rapid Fire and Showdown in Little Tokyo, which were amazing. It really showed how alike his father he really was in his skills. And I really thought that he was a really decent actor that had a long way to go in this business. Some of his movies were good. Some of them were, as far as acting goes, it was kind of up and down. And then I heard he was going to play Draven in The Crow, Eric Draven. And I was so excited. I remember seeing the commercials, got the soundtrack, and went to see it. This, of course, was, I believe, after, yeah, he didn't live to see that come to fruition, which is a shame because I really think that that would have been his breakout movie. It was loved. It made a lot of money. It has 3 sequels and a 4th one that's now coming out. So, in a way, this is his legacy, which is great and sad in the same respect because he didn't get to enjoy it. And he was about to get married, which makes it even worse. So, yeah, the controversy, of course, was the fact that the round was chambered with a real bullet in one of the guns, and he was shot and he, bled to death. Um, but was this a omen? I've watched because I'm a Bruce Lee fan, and that's kind of why I started with that. I watched a lot of documentaries about Bruce Lee and his fear of this curse on his family. Of course, I watched Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, which I really enjoyed, and it's something that you put in for a movie. It's more uh, word I'm looking for, bigger than it should be. But seeing is that he really thought that his family was cursed. It's very odd that things happened the way they did. Um, yeah, not too much more to say on this one, other than the fact that it's a shame things happened, and it was definitely a different time back then. You think they would have been a little safer, but sometimes things happen, I guess. Yeah. And in watching this film for the first time in a while, it was just as sad in the end as it always has been. So, yeah. Um, Rest in peace, Brandon Lee, of course, and his father, Bruce Lee. And don't forget to check out Joe's controversial view for The Crow. And remember, guys, physical media matters. And until next time.